Nobody's letting y'all in the house? This is what's happening on a rainy day around here. Just some chewing. I think they were letting you in, weren't they? We're at a friend's where they process a lot of chickens, and they said we're welcome to come use their equipment to process our chickens. So we have 3 families that have chickens. Over here in our truck, we have our load of chickens, and Rico and Monica's family have chickens here. And then one more, maybe you can see the trailer here full of chickens. So we've got about 100 chickens we're going to be processing in a few minutes here. But it looks like we have a lot of people to work on it, so it should go pretty quick. Lots of cleaning going on, getting coolers ready. So these dog cages are a pretty good way to transport if you're not going to spend a fortune on all the professional stuff. So that's how many chickens we got today. Not the bottom shelf, that's from last time. We got to go through those, and some of those are for the dog. They're just regular. Some of those are meat chickens and some of those are not. But this is from today, all meat chickens. So that should last us a few months. We're out here moving the sheep. It's kind of cold, but not terrible, especially compared to all the 20s we've been getting. I just thought I'd show you. So last night was the first rain we've had in at least 2 weeks. And the last rain we had was just a very short rain. Look at that green line right there. That's where they had a fence on that side and they ate up all the green grass. And they had a fence on this side and they ate up all the green grass. It's not like there's much green grass out here, but it's just neat how you can see those divisions between where the fences were. You can see some here and some here. We're supposed to get a couple more days of rain, so that's good. Hopefully it'll soak in really well. I'm taking the fences up here to the top to set up the next place where they're going to move to on Wednesday. While I'm headed this way, I'm passing by our big pile of wood chips. So I'm really happy to have this pile of wood chips. It's taken a year for us to wait on the list for someone to bring us some wood chips. And finally they're here. They are pine wood chips, which is second best, but you know, hardwood would last longer and do a better job. But any kind of wood chips, I was happy to get them. So there's a website called Chip Drop. And no, I'm not doing an advertisement for them. I'm just telling you in case you ever want to get some wood chips yourself. If you're close to a city or a town, you're probably going to get them a lot faster than I did. Some people get wood chips within a week or two. I'm kind of remote, so it took a year. You can see the steam coming off of it where they're cooking down and composting. If you look closely right here, you can see it right here on the top. There might be, it's pretty much just right there on the top. Where we lived before near Charlotte, we had wood chips brought in, I don't know, we'd probably get a pile of wood chips. Once a year, we'd hear somebody in the neighborhood cutting down some trees. And we just go ask them, hey, can you bring them to our house? And we had one whole side of our yard that was just rich, almost black soil from where we just kept putting those wood chips in. We would use them to control the grass and just to kill the grass on that side so we could plant other plants. We had some blueberry bushes there, and I'm not sure. I think some plants don't react well to the wood chips, but other plants do great. So over the years, we plan to be adding these into our gardens, into the greenhouse, just any area that needs to complement the soil. If we could get wood chips regularly, we would actually do the entire field. That's the idea, but so far, we've gotten one pile. I bought one load of wood chips once and it was way too expensive. I'll never do it again. It's interesting to me how we go from drought to rain storms. We don't just get rain, we get rain storms. And I'm looking over here, I want to find out if I lost another tree. I did. I lost another tree, one that did not go down in the hurricane. We lost it in this windy rainstorm. I was thinking maybe it was because the ground was so wet, but it looks like the tree was actually rotten. So here we are. It just pulled itself to pieces down here at the base from being rotten on the inside. This is kind of amazing because this wood doesn't look rotten, and it's just split and broken and destroyed. I see there was a little bit of rotten wood in the middle, which would have become a hollow tree. I don't know, I kind of think the wind forced it down. Well, if we didn't have 2 years of firewood, we sure do now. I'm trying to get through all these briars. So here's where it's split and broken at the ground, split way up the tree. And then here's the rest of the tree. Very large oak, and that's why I noticed it just now when I was out in the field with the sheep, because there's a big missing spot in the sky where there's a open spot in the sky where there's no tree anymore, the missing tree. So when I'm looking, the field is over here. When I'm looking out across here, I see these two very large oak trees and the third one, which is this one that sat up here on the hill, and it was leaning very strongly, so I thought we could lose it someday. But I just don't expect it from a windy rainstorm. But then again, while we were sleeping last night and I would wake up for a minute, the wind sounded as strong as it did the night of the hurricane. The hurricane didn't hit us directly. You know, it went for a little further west. Asheville is a little more than an hour from here. And that's one of the areas where it was really strong. But you can see we can't lose very many of these big trees. We just don't have hardly any. So like I was saying, from over here with the sheep, I would look up and I would see these two huge oak trees and one more right here before this one. And that one is gone.